You're about to see and hear some excerpts from an interview that we had with Gary Maybaugh. My son Abram, my wife Vicki, and myself were privileged to be there with Gary and Marianne and just have a nice conversation and hear some of the past history of Gary serving in Vietnam on behalf of our country and to support and encourage freedom in the world. An amazing story of a man who has exhibited tremendous faith and courage. I hope you enjoy.
There were other wars, even up to Korea. You got pretty much sanitized news. You got to hear or see exactly what they wanted you to hear or see. But in Vietnam, there were photographers and journalists who were embedded with our groups. And they took pictures. I mean, it was a war that was fought in the living rooms of the United States. We had never had a guerrilla war before. You had this side, and they were trying to take over. In the guerrillas, you never knew who was the enemy. It's hard to say what negotiations can do. Mr. Kissinger, I think, did everything that he possibly could, but it's sort of an irresistible force coming up against an immovable object. They really had it's amazing when there is something that is legal, which being a non-combatant is, they still don't understand exactly who we are or what we are. We had a battalion executive officer who didn't like, for whatever the reason, he didn't like non-combatants. And he every morning he demanded that we be put on the XS, which we really weren't. They had their spots filled. But when I got back from the Christmas break, I was told to report the next day to an infantry unit, which was Charlie Company, 4th of the 47th. And I found out since that a couple of the officers decided that there was nothing wrong with having us. They had perhaps had experience, and they said, "We'll take them." A couple of the guys, one in particular who calls me with regularity, he said you were, when the firing started, why, we would retreat and find a place to be, and you would run out and get the wounded ones. The chaplain, Bernie, and I, on the biggest battle we were in, the 19th of June of 1967, we went out with 5 medics, and I was the only one left, and I couldn't get to A Company, so I did what I could with our company. 2nd Platoon lost its medic, and the Echo Company lost it, which was our head medic. So anyhow, the chaplain crawled up to me and he said, "Hey, we've got a guy out here. I don't even know him. It turns out he just got to us as a replacement a couple of days. So he was pretty badly wounded, and we we put him on a poncho and pulled him back far enough that we could get him on a helicopter and get him out of there, and he lived.
Wow.
And I hear from him and his wife with some regularity. We've had some reunions, and with pretty much regularity, someone will come up and hello, Doc. Hey, I wanna talk to you. And so we'd sit down, and he said, I just want you to know that I know Jesus Christ is my Savior, and that I was an example to them, and they are thankful for the other impacts in their life that made such a difference. Whether you take a weapon or whether you don't, you're still going to have a lot of danger, and you need the Lord.